Hi everyone, I'm James from Trek China, and this is Liziba Station. Let's back up and start the journey one station down the line. I couldn't get near the front window to film past the driver, but we'll get a chance later. In the meantime, the riverside view is still amazing on a day like this.
Liziba 站到了，右侧车门打开前，请不要触摸车门，以防夹伤。This station is Liziba. Doors will open on the right. For your safety, please stand clear of the doors.
Liziba Station is the first elevated straddle monorail station integrated within a dual-use office and residential building in China, where trains gliding through between floors 6 and 8 have become a sensation among tourists. The monorail bridge and building structure were installed separately, which solved the issues of load transfer, while technology, including air springs and pneumatic rubber tyres, mean that residents don't experience any noise or vibration throughout the day. Well, today is May the 13th and we've got a beautiful day here. So what I've decided to do is to come to the famous, iconic landmark in Chongqing called Liziba Station. I would love to show you a little bit of this from the air, but of course we've got these signs here saying this is a no drone zone, so I'm sorry about that. Well, today is a fairly typical midweek afternoon, but even so, this little viewing platform they've got here below the monorail station is really still quite busy, so you can imagine what this place would be like on a national holiday. I imagine a lot of these people behind me are not locals, because if you're somebody like me who has lived in the city for a long time, this is kind of like an everyday sight. So my plan just for the next 20 or 30 minutes is just to show you around the viewing platform here, and then we'll go into the station itself, we'll climb up to the top, and we'll take one of the monorail trains out of Liziba Station. Here's the moment everyone looks forward to. People on tour groups often park up for just a few minutes to capture souvenir photos and videos, then head off to other attractions around Chongqing. Now, Liziba Station is part of the monorail line 2 in Chongqing, and this was actually the first one to open in the city, and I remember that was around 2004. I actually remember the very first trip I took on this monorail line, and that would have been back in late 2004. And I took it from the Yanjiaping pedestrian area of Jialing district and went all the way to Jialing in Yuzhong district. Now, in the past, Liziba wasn't always like this. Like I said, the line opened in about 2004, but as far as I recall, it wasn't until a couple of years later, let's say when the social media industry kind of blew up. I would say it was probably around 2012, 2013 that this kind of became an internet hotspot in China. And after that, they've kind of decorated, all of these murals over there. We've got this building behind me, they opened it up to tourists. So a lot of the lower floors below the tracks are kind of like museums, tourist shops and all that, selling souvenirs. The walk up into the station takes a good few minutes, but since entire floors in the lower office section have been set aside for colourful tourist experiences, shops and restaurants, you can easily spend half an hour at least to explore them before you move on to the next spot in Chongqing. I'm in no hurry, so let's take a closer look together. Now this is seriously weird. Okay, we've got a panda shop in here. A few kilometers up the track, they have this little tunnel where the monorail trains glide into. And it's really popular around springtime when all of the peach and plum blossoms come out. And again, kind of like the square down below, a lot of people kind of gather around there and take these beautiful spring photos. But in Chongqing, there are still a couple of ways you can buy monorail or subway tickets. We have the ticketing machines over there, but you can still use cash. But a lot of people use mobile phone payments nowadays. My personal preference is to use this WeChat application on my phone. It just gives you a QR code and you just scan that on the booths when you go into the station and come back out. I can also tell you that doing Convid, I didn't want to be tracked so much. So there is another choice. You can sometimes buy one of these traditional transport cards, which you can charge up at machines like this using cash. Yeah, and then you can just swipe it on the machines and get in and out. A lot of people comment that you don't find many fat people here in Chongqing, and this is definitely one of the reasons. A bit earlier, when I took the monorail train into Liziba Station, I went into the first carriage, but there were so many tourists there, I couldn't get anywhere near the front window. This time round, I managed to claim a space behind the driver's window, and there seems to be fewer people crowding here when you leave the station. But this particular train only had a small door window to peer through, while some of the others have a much wider perspex frontage. I've just come one station down the line to Jialing, and here we're going to change onto line 3 and head back towards home. So it's been a pretty simple one today, but I hope you've really enjoyed the views and the atmosphere today with the beautiful weather, and hopefully over the next week I'll have time for another vlog before I get back to work with my Chongqing. Okay, so thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again later.